There are so many meal plans and diet plans out there, and I'm sure that you guys have heard the terms macros and micronutrients, and if it fits your macros, macro cycling, counting my macros. Well, whether you know it or not, you already do it. In today's video, you guys, I'm going to be explaining exactly what macronutrients are, what they do for your body, what sources that they come from, and how to know what your specific macros are. I truly believe that everybody needs to know this video. What macros are, what they do for your body. You need to know what your body needs in order to have lasting results, sustainable results, have energy, to feel good, to be able to function properly. You guys, I have created thousands of macro plans and had of successes in this area, not just including all the women that I have worked with, but including my own transformation. And the most amazing part is, you guys, is it hasn't just transformed their physical appearance, but the most important, your relationship with your food. And I think that's the most important part, is the way that it has an effect on you internally, that internal relationship with yourself. So you may be thinking, Hannah, why do I even need to know my macros? I don't want to get obsessed with numbers and counting and things like that. That's not what it is at all. It is to a point, but macros are different than just counting your calories. Macros are what your body needs. It's just like you need a job and you need finances and money in order to provide the life that you have. So whatever houses you, you have to pay for that to be able to house you. Well, guess what? Your body houses you. And what nutrition you put into it is the quality of life that you're going to have. So this, I believe, is a must know. It's just the basic simples of how to take care of your body. Make sure you guys stick around to the end, okay? Because I have an amazing PDF checklist for you to go over everything we talked about and some extra bonuses. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Hannah Dawson. I am owner and creator of Fitness Ministry. I'm a certified personal trainer for the past 12 years now. I'm also a nutrition coach, and I specialize in macros and carb cycling. I help women just like you transform your body from the inside out, and I do this by teaching you, 1, how to train with a purpose, 2, how to eat with a purpose, and 3, how to have faith through the process, because we all know it is all about the process. All right, you guys, let's get right into it. The meal plan that you do that you don't even know that you do. So now that you know, once we go over it, you'll be able to make better choices and get better results. All right, are you ready? Comment yes below if you are ready. So what are macronutrients? Macronutrients, you guys, I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm not going to get technical, I promise. Your macronutrients are 1, your proteins, 2, your carbohydrates, and 3, your fats. Now, what the heck are your micronutrients? All right, you guys, your micronutrients are your vitamins, your minerals, and your phytonutrients. Now, a lot of these you can get from your food if you are making really good, whole, healthy food choices. And some we just can't get from our food, and we need to supplement with supplements. So let's go over proteins first. So what is protein? What does it do for the body? You guys, protein, so the only thing you really need to know about protein, you guys, is it builds muscle and it repairs muscle. It's in charge for things like your nails and your hair. It's in charge of, obviously, your muscle. It's in charge of your cartilage and your bones, your heart, things like that. So protein is really important. Things that protein are not good at is a fuel source. So it's not something that you would take for energy. Protein is specifically meant for building and repairing muscle. Also, protein has 4 calories per 1 gram. So a good indication of how much protein you need for a day, it can be anywhere from 1 gram per pound of body weight all the way up to 2 grams 2 grams per pound of body weight, depending on your goals and your needs, and we'll go over that in the end, I promise. So a little fun fact, you guys, about protein is one of the most satiating macronutrients that there is. It means it keeps you fuller longer. So it's really good. It's really hard for your body to break down too. So because it has to work so hard breaking it down, it speeds up your metabolism. So protein, having a little bit of protein with all your meals will keep you fuller longer, will keep your blood sugars at bay so your insulin's not spiking all over the place. So that's just a little fun fact for you. So some good sources of protein, or where protein comes from, you guys, is things like your meats. So beef, chicken, lamb, bison, those are really good sources of protein, as well as like eggs and egg whites, seafood, so all fish, all seafood, shrimp. You also have things like your vegan proteins, your plant-based proteins, soy, tofu, pea proteins. Then you have some protein in the dairy products as well, things like Greek yogurts, cottage cheese, and whey proteins. Carbohydrates. What do carbohydrates do for your body? Now, I know carbohydrates have had a really bad rep, but to be honest, carbohydrates are so important. Carbohydrates provide your body with energy, and they store energy. Your brain uses the most amount of carbohydrates. So to function properly, you need to be having carbohydrates. You actually should not go below, unless you carb cycle, and we'll talk about that later, below 130 grams of carbohydrates a day. Why? Because it starts affecting your dopamine and your serotonin levels, your hormones. So things that actually make you feel happy and function. So if you're eating below that, you'll probably know you might be moody, maybe you feel depressed or sad. Up your carbs, you need a minimum of 130 grams a day. So things that carbohydrates do, is they provide your body with energy. They store energy so that it can use proteins and fats for other uses. It also helps your nervous system function properly. Like I said, your brain uses the most amount, so your brain function, it gives you energy. Those are the main sources. Those are the main functions, of carbohydrates. All right, you guys, so some sources of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates come in many, many forms, but essentially what carbohydrates do in the body is it breaks down to glucose, so sugar. So the type of carbohydrates you have depends how fast that breaks down to sugar. The faster it breaks down to sugar, the faster it affects your insulin. So things like candy, junk food, cake, things that are just really not healthy for you turn into instant sugar, affecting your insulin instantly. That's why you'll have like a sugar rush, and then you'll crash and feel super sluggish and tired. We don't want that. We want to be able to level out your insulin levels. There's only certain times that you really want your insulin to spike like that, and I'll do another video talking about nutrient timing and pre and post workout meals. I'll come back to that. So some things that that carbohydrates come from is like your breads, your grains, your pastas, potatoes, yams, root vegetables. Then you've got your vegetables, like all of your vegetables are a carb, but they are high amounts of fiber, very minimal to no sugar in them. So they don't really count as giving you too much like energy. They don't really affect your insulin. So vegetables are amazing to fill up on. And then you guys have things like fruits. Fruits are high carbohydrates, they're good for you, but again, they're sugar, so they still affect your insulin the same as, let's say, cake and candy would. Even though it's got vitamins, obviously it's a better choice, they still affect your insulin the same, your blood sugar the same. All right, so we have that. And then we've got things like your beans, your lentils, those are carbohydrates as well. Certain dairy products are carbohydrates as well. Another little tip, you guys, about carbohydrates for all my amazing ladies is if you are looking to build glutes or to build your legs or to put any muscle on, carbohydrates are a must. They will help you sculpt and build that muscle that you want. Your body needs that energy in order to build muscle. All right, you guys, before we get into fats, I want you to comment below, what is your biggest struggle when it comes to nutrition or eating in general? Like, what has been your biggest struggle? Comment below. I would love to connect with you. What are fats? What do they do for the body? What sources do they come from? Like, what the heck? All right, you guys. Fats, unlike protein and carbohydrates, they have 9 calories per gram. So almost double the amount of calories per gram than carbohydrates and proteins have. That's why we don't need as much of them. But fats, you guys, are super important, okay? Fats are important for hormone regulation. They insulate your body. And like carbohydrates, they do provide you with energy. They're just not the main source. They shouldn't be the main source for energy. So you guys, some sources of fats and like what fats are, we're going to break them down into 4 different groups. So for fats, you have got your monosaturated fats, you've got your saturated fats, you've got your polysaturated fats, and then you've got your trans fats. So all the first 3, your monosaturated fats, your polysaturated fats, and your saturated fats, those are all good fats. Your trans fats are the ones that you want to stay away from. They're like the hydrogenated oils, canola oils, the deep fried food, things that you want to keep to a very minimal to not having in your diet at all. All right, you guys, so what are fat? Like, what are your good choices of fat? So you have things like flaxseed oils, avocado oils, olive oils, ghee, grass-fed butter, coconut oils, nuts, seeds, sardine oil, krill oil. You've got supplements, so like omega-3 fish oil, things like that. Those are good sources of fats. So a little fun fact tip for you about fats, ladies, is if your body is getting the right amount of healthy fats, guess what? It's going to start burning the fat that's on the body. So eating enough good fats is going to help your body burn the bad fat. So fat actually helps fight fat. There you guys have it. There is what macronutrients are, what they do for the body, and the sources that they come from. Now you may be thinking, Hannah, but how do I know how much my body needs? It's okay, hang in, I've got you covered. Remember, you guys, I said at the beginning of the video, this next 6 weeks, these next few series videos, it's going to be called Nutrition 101. That's the playlist. And we're going to be going over this video. We're also going to be going over how to find your macros. We're going to be going over how to find your fat burning macros, so carb cycling macros. What is carb cycling? We're going to be going over how to read nutrition labels, how to eat for your goal, things like that. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Leave your comments below if this made sense, and let's head on over to show you how to figure out your macros. All right, you guys, so you're going to head over to fitnessministry.ca. The links will be in the show notes below. It will take you right there. And then you're going to go up over to blog. You're going to bring that drop down. You're going to go to macronutrient calculator. You're going to bring that up. Now it's going to ask you to put in all your information because your macros are based scientifically on your body's makeup, on your BMI, on your resting metabolic rate. So it's going to ask you your age, your height, your weight, your activity level, your sex, your goal. And then from that, it's going to give you the amount of macros that your body needs to reach your goal, whatever that is. So once you see that number at the bottom, you're going to write that down. Then all you're going to do is you're going to try to hit that each day. So my best tip would be to break that down between your meals. So divide that number, each number between the meals that you have in a day, and that's the number you want to target. And you can track this in MyFitnessPal. Now you guys know what macros are, what they do for your body, what sources they come from, and how to find your macros and how to track them. Make sure if you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments in the comment box below. Hit that notification bell again because I will be uploading new videos based on this. Again, if you have any questions or any requests regarding this, please leave them in the comments below. Make sure you check all the show notes as I will put everything from this video below there. Other than that, you guys don't forget to click that link below where I have got that PDF for you, the checklist of knowing what your macros are, everything we talked about today to set you up for success so you don't feel lost as soon as you're done this video.